He was just a poor construction worker. Until the day he watched a billionaire fall to his death. What he did next shocked an entire nation. And it all started with one impossible choice. They say a man who saves a life saves the whole world. But what happens when saving one life costs you everything you know? This is the story of Chidi, a poor construction worker whose one brave moment changed his destiny forever. But was it for better or for worse? Stay with me, and you will see. The sun was angry that morning in Lagos. It beat down on the construction site like a hammer on hot metal. Dust filled the air. The sound of drilling and hammering never stopped. Men in dirty clothes and worn boots moved like ants, carrying steel and cement. Chidi wiped sweat from his forehead with the back of his hand. His hands were rough and calloused. Years of hard work had made them strong but ugly. He was 28 years old, but looked older. Life had not been kind to him. "Chidi, stop dreaming and get back to work," his supervisor shouted from below. Chidi nodded and picked up his tools. He was working on the third floor of a new office building. The scaffolding creaked under his feet. It was old and rusty. The company was too cheap to buy new equipment. But Chidi needed this job. He could not complain. His phone buzzed in his pocket. He pulled it out carefully. The screen was cracked. He had dropped it many times. There was a message from his sister. "Adana, brother, Mama is worse. The doctor says she needs the operation soon. Very soon. Do you have the money?" Chidi's heart sank like a stone in water. His mother was sick. Very sick. She had a problem with her heart. The doctor said she needed surgery. But surgery cost money. A lot of money. More money than Chidi could ever save. He had been sending every naira he earned back to the village. His sister stayed with their mother and took care of her. But it was not enough. It was never enough. "How much do we have?" He typed back with shaking fingers. "Only 40,000 naira. We need 200,000 more. 200,000 naira. Chidi made 30,000 naira a month. If he did not eat, did not pay rent, did not spend a single kobo on himself, it would still take him 7 months to save that much. His mother did not have 7 months. He put the phone back in his pocket and closed his eyes. "God, if you are listening, I need a miracle," he whispered. "Chidi," I said, "get back to work." The supervisor was angry now. Chidi opened his eyes and picked up his welding torch. He had to focus. One mistake on a construction site could kill a man. He had seen it happen before. Below him, a shiny black Mercedes pulled up to the site. It looked out of place among the dust and dirt. The car was so clean it sparkled in the sun. Chidi glanced down at it while he worked. A man stepped out of the car. He wore an expensive suit. Even from 3 floors up, Chidi could see the suit was made of fine material. The man was talking on his phone. He looked angry. He was waving his hand in the air as he spoke. "I don't care what the board says." The man shouted into his phone. "Tell them if they don't approve the deal by Friday, I will pull out completely." The man walked closer to the building. Too close. He was standing right under the scaffolding, where Chidi and 5 other workers were standing. "Sir, you cannot stand there!" One of the ground workers shouted, "It is not safe." But the man ignored him. He was too busy with his phone call. Rich people never listened to poor workers. Chidi went back to his welding. The torch sparked and hissed. The metal glowed orange and red. He was almost finished with this section. Then, he could take a break. Maybe call his sister back. Maybe figure out how to find 200,000 naira. Then he heard it. A sound that made his blood turn cold. A cracking sound. Like a tree branch breaking. But louder. Much louder. Chidi looked up. The scaffolding above him was breaking. The old rusty poles were giving way. And they were falling. Falling fast. Falling toward the ground. Falling toward the man in the expensive suit. Everything happened in slow motion. Chidi saw the heavy steel beams start to fall. He saw the man below, still talking on his phone, completely unaware. He saw the other workers frozen in shock. Chidi did not think. He just moved. He dropped his torch and ran to the edge of the scaffolding. There was a ladder there. He grabbed it and slid down. His hands burned from the friction. He did not care. He hit the ground running. The man finally looked up. He saw the steel beams falling toward him. His eyes went wide with fear. His phone fell from his hand, but he could not move. Fear had frozen him in place. Chidi ran faster than he had ever run in his life. His boots pounded the dirt. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. He crashed into the man like a football player. They both flew through the air and hit the ground hard. Chidi felt the air leave his lungs. Pain shot through his shoulder, but he held onto the man and rolled them both away from the falling steel. Crash! The steel beams hit the ground exactly where the man had been standing. They hit with such force that the ground shook. Dust exploded into the air. The Mercedes was crushed like a tin can. Glass shattered everywhere. For a moment, everything was silent. Then people started screaming and running. Chidi lay on the ground, breathing hard. His shoulder hurt badly. His hands were bleeding. But he was alive. And the man in the suit was alive too. The man sat up slowly. His expensive suit was covered in dirt. His face was pale with shock. He looked at Chidi with wide eyes. You saved my life," the man whispered. Chidi tried to stand, but his legs were shaking. "Are you okay, sir?" The man nodded slowly. He looked at the crushed Mercedes. Then he looked at the spot where he had been standing. The steel beams had made a deep hole in the ground. If Chidi had been 1 second slower, the man would be dead. "What is your name?" the man asked. "Chidi, sir." Chidi Okafor. The supervisor came running over. His face was red and angry. "Chidi, what did you do? You left your post. You could have been killed. You are fired." "Fired?" The man in the suit stood up. His voice was cold as ice. "This young man just saved my life. And you want to fire him?" The supervisor's face changed when he really looked at the man. His eyes went wide. Mr. Okonkwo? I did not know it was you, sir. I am so sorry. This site, we are building your new office complex. I know what you are building," Mr. Okonkwo said. "I own this project, and I want to know why your scaffolding is so old and dangerous that it almost killed me." The supervisor started sweating. "Sir, the budget. Enough." Mr. Okonkwo turned to Chidi. "You are bleeding. We need to get you to a hospital." "No, sir," Chidi said quickly. "I cannot afford a hospital. I am fine. Just some cuts." Mr. Okonkwo stared at him. "You just saved my life? And you are worried about hospital bills?" Chidi looked down at his bleeding hands. "I need to work, sir. My mother is sick. She needs an operation. I cannot lose time at a hospital." Something changed in Mr. Okonkwo's face. He looked at Chidi differently now. Not like a rich man looking at a poor worker, but like one human being looking at another. "How much does your mother need?" Mr. Okonkwo asked quietly. 200,000 naira, sir. But I was not asking for money. I just need to keep my job." Mr. Okonkwo pulled out his phone. It was not broken like Chidi's phone. It was new and expensive. He made a call. "Bio done. Transfer 300,000 naira to." He looked at Chidi. "What is your account number?" Chidi's mouth fell open. "Sir, I cannot." Your account number," Mr. Okonkwo repeated firmly. With shaking hands, Chidi gave him the number. Mr. Okonkwo spoke into the phone and then hung up. "It is done," he said. "The money will be in your account in 5 minutes. Get your mother that operation." Chidi felt tears in his eyes. He fell to his knees. "Sir, I do not know what to say. Thank you. Thank you so much. May God bless you and your family forever." Mr. Okonkwo helped him stand up. "A life for a life. That is fair. But I want something from you." "Rife." Chidi's heart sank. "Of course. Nothing was free in this world. What do you want, sir? Road. I want your phone number, and I want you to come see me at my office in 3 days. Can you do that? Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Mr. Okonkwo's driver brought another car. Before he left, Mr. Okonkwo turned back to Chidi. You risked your life for a stranger. That is rare. Very rare. I will not forget it. Live. Then he was gone. The supervisor was shouting at everyone to get back to work. But Chidi just stood there, looking at his phone. The message came through. 300,000 naira had been deposited into his account. He called his sister immediately. Adana, take Mama to the hospital right now. We have the money. We have all the money. His sister started crying on the phone. How, brother? How did you get it? How did you get it? How did you get it? I will tell you later. Just take Mama. Save her life. Please. That night, Chidi could not sleep. He lay on his thin mattress in his small room. The room was barely big enough for a bed and a small table. The walls were cracked. The roof leaked when it rained. But tonight, none of that mattered. His mother was going to live. The operation was scheduled for the next morning. Adana had called him with the news. The doctors said Mama had a good chance now. But Chidi kept thinking about Mr. Okonkwo's words. I want you to come see me at my office in 3 days. Why? What could a billionaire want from a poor construction worker? Chidi had heard stories about rich men. Sometimes they were kind at first. Then they asked for things. Terrible things. Things that would make Chidi lose his soul. But Mr. Okonkwo had not seemed like that kind of man. There had been something in his eyes. Something honest. I will go, Chidi decided. I will see what he wants. I owe him that much. He saved my mother's life. 3 days felt like 3 years. Chidi went to work every day. His hands healed slowly. The other workers treated him differently now. Some looked at him with respect. Others with jealousy. The supervisor avoided him completely. On the 3rd day, Chidi left work early. He went to his room and looked at his clothes. He only had 2 shirts that were not torn. He chose the better one. It was faded, but clean. He washed his face and tried to comb his hair. He looked at himself in the small broken mirror on his wall. You look like a village boy trying to be a city man, he told his reflection. But that is what you are. Be proud of it. The address Mr. Okonkwo had given him was in Victoria Island, the rich part of Lagos. Chidi had never been there before. He took 3 buses to get there. Each bus cost money. Money he would normally save. But this was important. When he finally arrived, he could not believe his eyes. The Okonkwo Industries building was made of glass and steel. It rose into the sky like a mountain. People in expensive clothes walked in and out. Everyone looked busy and important. Chidi felt very small, very poor, very out of place. He walked to the security guard at the entrance. The guard looked him up and down with disgust. What do you want? The guard asked rudely. I have an appointment with Mr. Okonkwo. The guard laughed. You? With Mr. Okonkwo? Go away before I call the police. But he told me to come. He gave me this address. I said go away. Please, sir. Chidi said to the security guard. Mr. Okonkwo himself told me to come. 3 days ago. At the construction site. I saved his life. The guard's face twisted with anger. You saved Mr. Okonkwo's life? You? He laughed louder. I have heard many lies in my life, but this is the biggest one. Now leave before I make you leave. Other security guards were starting to look over. People walking past stared at Chidi. He felt shame burn his face. But he could not leave. Mr. Okonkwo had told him to come. He had to try. Can you just call his office? Please? Tell them Chidi Okafor is here. I will not waste Mr. Okonkwo's time with nonsense. This is your last warning. The guard reached for his baton. Chidi took a step back. He did not want trouble. But he did not know what to do. And now this guard would not even make a phone call. What is happening here? A woman's voice cut through the noise. Everyone turned. A young woman in a beautiful blue dress was walking toward them. She wore high heels that clicked on the marble floor. Her hair was styled perfectly. She carried a leather bag that probably cost more than Chidi made in a year. "Miss Amara," the guard said quickly. His rude voice became polite instantly. "This man is causing trouble. He claims he has an appointment with your father." "Not." The woman looked at Chidi. Her eyes were sharp and intelligent. "Your name?" "Chidi Okafor, ma." Her eyes widened slightly. "You are the one who saved my father's life at the construction site." "Her." The guard's face went pale. "Miss Amara, I did not know." Clearly. Her voice was cold. "You did not know, because you did not bother to ask properly. You just assumed this young man was lying because of how he looks." She turned to Chidi and her face softened. "I am Amara Okonkwo. My father has been waiting for you. Please, come with me." Chidi followed her into the building. His old boots squeaked on the shiny floor. Everything around him screamed wealth. The walls were decorated with expensive art. The furniture looked like it belonged in a palace. People in suits rushed past, talking on phones, carrying tablets and laptops. They entered an elevator. It was made of glass. Chidi could see the whole building as they went up. His stomach felt strange. He had never been in an elevator before. "My father has not stopped talking about you," Amara said. "He told everyone the story. How you risked your life without thinking. How you asked for nothing in return." "I only did what anyone would do, Ma." "No." She looked at him seriously. "Most people would not. Most people would have run away to save themselves. You ran toward danger to save a stranger. That is rare." The elevator stopped on the 20th floor. They walked down a long hallway. At the end was a large wooden door. A secretary sat at a desk outside. "Miss Amara," the secretary said. "Your father is in a meeting, but he said to interrupt him the moment this young man arrived." "Thank you, Ngozi." Amara knocked on the door and opened it. Inside was the biggest office Chidi had ever seen. It was bigger than his entire house in the village. One wall was completely made of glass. You could see all of Lagos from up here. The city stretched out like a living thing, full of cars and buildings and people. Mr. Okonkwo was sitting behind a huge desk. 3 other men in suits sat across from him. They all looked up when the door opened. "Gentlemen, we will continue this later," Mr. Okonkwo said, standing up. "Something more important has come up." Konkwo. The 3 men looked confused, but they gathered their papers and left. One of them glanced at Chidi with curiosity as he passed. When they were gone, Mr. Okonkwo came around the desk. He was smiling. "Chidi, you came. I was beginning to worry you would not. Your security guard almost did not let me in, sir." Mr. Okonkwo's smile disappeared. "What?" Amara explained what had happened. Her father's face grew dark with anger. "That guard will be fired today," he said. "No, sir, please," Chidi said quickly. "He was just doing his job. I do look out of place here." Mr. Okonkwo studied him for a long moment. "You are defending the man who insulted you? He has a job, sir. Maybe he has a family to feed. I do not want to be the reason someone loses their income." Something flickered in Mr. Okonkwo's eyes. "Respect. Sit down, Chidi, please." Chidi sat carefully on the edge of a leather chair. It was so soft he felt like he might sink into it. Amara sat nearby. Mr. Okonkwo returned to his desk. "How is your mother?" Mr. Okonkwo asked. Chidi's face broke into a smile. "She had the operation, sir, yesterday. The doctors say she will recover fully. They say you saved her life." "No, you saved her life. You earned that money with your courage. I do not know how to thank you, sir." "Then do not try. I did not ask you here for thanks." Mr. Okonkwo leaned forward. "I asked you here because I want to offer you something. A job." Chidi blinked. "A job, sir? But I already have a job. At the construction site." "Chidi, making 30,000 naira a month? Breaking your back in the sun? Risking your life on broken scaffolding?" Mr. Okonkwo shook his head. "You deserve better than that." What kind of job, sir? I need someone I can trust. Someone honest. Someone brave. Someone who will tell me the truth, even when it is difficult. Mr. Okonkwo stood and walked to the window. I am a rich man, Chidi. Very rich. And rich men are surrounded by liars. People who smile to my face and plot behind my back. People who only care about my money. He turned back to Chidi. But you? You did not ask me for anything. Even when you were bleeding and hurt, you only worried about your job and your mother. That kind of character cannot be bought. I still do not understand, sir. What would I do? Might. You would work directly for me. As my personal assistant. You would help me with my daily schedule. Accompany me to meetings. Handle certain tasks that require discretion and trust. Chidi felt dizzy. Sir, I am not educated enough for such work. I only finished secondary school. I do not know about business or computers or— You can learn, Amara interrupted. We will teach you everything you need to know. The salary would be 200,000 naira per month, Mr. Okonkwo said, plus housing, plus health insurance for you and your family. Chidi's mouth fell open. 200,000 naira? That was almost 7 times what he made now. With that money, he could bring his mother and sister to Lagos. Get them a proper house. Give them a good life. But something felt wrong. This was too much. Too good. Why me, sir? Chidi asked quietly. There must be hundreds of educated people who would want this job. People with degrees and experience. Why choose a poor construction worker? Mr. Okonkwo smiled. Because those educated people with degrees and experience, they would take this job for the money, for the prestige, for what they could gain from knowing me. But you are hesitating. You are questioning. You are wondering if you deserve it. That tells me everything I need to know about your character. Papa is right, Amara said. We have had many assistants over the years. All of them eventually betrayed us in some way. Stole money. Sold secrets to competitors. Used their position for personal gain. We need someone different. Someone whose loyalty cannot be bought because it comes from the heart. Chidi looked down at his rough, calloused hands. These were the hands of a laborer. Could these hands hold a pen and paper in a billionaire's office? Could he really do this? I am afraid, he admitted. Afraid I will fail. Afraid I will disappoint you. Fear is good, Mr. Okonkwo said. Fear keeps us humble. It is the people who are not afraid who make the biggest mistakes. They think they know everything. But you know you have much to learn. That makes you teachable. When would I start? Monday. That gives you 4 days to settle your affairs. Quit your construction job properly. Bring your mother and sister to Lagos if you wish. We have an apartment building for our employees. You can have a 3-bedroom unit. Rent-free. Chidi felt tears threatening to come. This was too much. Too generous. Sir, I do not deserve all this. You saved my life, Chidi. My life is worth more than an apartment and a salary. Much more. Mr. Okonkwo came around the desk and placed a hand on Chidi's shoulder. I am 62 years old. I have built this company from nothing. I have made billions. But I have also made enemies. I have learned that money cannot buy the things that matter most. Loyalty, trust, honor. These things are priceless. And you have shown me you possess all 3. I will work hard, sir. I promise. I will not let you down. I know you will not. Mr. Okonkwo handed him an envelope. Inside is a contract. Read it carefully. If you agree to the terms, sign it and bring it on Monday. Also inside is 50,000 naira. Consider it an advance on your first salary. Use it to prepare for your new life. For more. Chidi took the envelope with shaking hands. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Amara stood up. I will show you out. And Chidi? Welcome to the family. Amara stood up. Flast. Flast, 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 flast. As they walked back to the elevator, Amara spoke quietly. My father is a good man, but he is also a businessman. He will expect excellence from you. Do not mistake his kindness for weakness. I understand, Ma. And one more thing. She stopped and looked at him seriously. There are people in this company who will not like you. They will see you as an outsider, a village boy who does not belong. They will try to make you fail. You must be strong. I have been poor all my life, Ma. I have faced worse than jealousy. She smiled. I believe you have. That is why I think you will succeed. When Chidi left the building, he felt like he was walking on air. The same security guard who had insulted him earlier tried to apologize. Chidi just smiled and shook his hand. No hard feelings, brother. You were doing your job. The guard looked shocked. You are not angry? Why should I be angry? Today is the best day of my life. On the bus ride home, Chidi opened the envelope. The contract was full of big words he did not fully understand. But the salary number was clear. 200,000 naira per month. He would have to read this carefully. Maybe ask someone to explain the difficult parts. The 50,000 naira was in crisp new bills. Chidi had never held so much cash at once. He counted it 3 times to make sure it was real. When he got back to his small room, he sat on his bed and called his sister. Adana, how is Mama? She is doing well, brother. The doctors are amazed at how strong she is. They say she can leave the hospital in 1 week. Good. Because I have news. Big news. Ah. He told her everything. About Mr. Okonkwo's offer. About the salary. About the apartment. Adana screamed so loud he had to hold the phone away from his ear. Brother, this is a miracle. God has answered our prayers. Pack everything. Chidi said. You and Mama are coming to Lagos. We will live together. As a family. Like we always dreamed. That night, Chidi could not sleep again. But this time it was not from worry. It was from excitement. And fear. And hope. All mixed together. He thought about his father. Papa had died 5 years ago. He had been a farmer. A good man, who worked hard, but never had much. On his deathbed, Papa had held. Chidi's first day at Okonkwo Industries was like stepping into a different world. He wore new clothes that Mr. Okonkwo had sent to him. A proper shirt. Clean trousers. Shoes that did not have holes. He barely recognized himself in the mirror. Subscribe now, more powerful stories are coming your way. His mother and sister had arrived in Lagos 2 days earlier. When Mama saw the apartment, she cried. 3 bedrooms. A real kitchen. A bathroom with hot water. Furniture that was not broken. It was more than they had ever dreamed of. My son, Mama had said, holding his face in her hands. Your father would be so proud. Mama. Now Chidi stood in the lobby of Okonkwo Industries at 7 in the morning. This time, the security guards greeted him respectfully. Word had spread about who he was. The man who saved the boss's life. The new personal assistant. Amara met him at the elevator. Good morning, Chidi. Ready for your first day? Yes, Ma. Though I am very nervous. That is normal. Come, I will show you your office. His office. Chidi had an office. It was small compared to Mr. Okonkwo's. But to Chidi, it was a palace. A desk. A computer. A phone. A window that looked out over the city. Mr. Okonkwo will be here at 8. Amara explained. Your job is to manage his schedule. Make sure he is on time for meetings. Screen his calls. Handle his correspondence. Think of yourself as the gatekeeper. Nothing reaches him unless it goes through you first. She spent the next hour teaching him how to use the computer, how to check emails, how to update the calendar, how to answer the phone properly. Chidi's head spun with information, but he wrote everything down in a notebook. At exactly 8 o'clock, Mr. Okonkwo arrived. He smiled when he saw Chidi. Good morning, my boy. How are you settling in? Very well, sir. Thank you again for everything. No more thanks. Now we work. I have a meeting at 9 with the board of directors. Then lunch with a potential investor at 1. Then a site inspection at 3. You will accompany me to all of these. Watch and learn. The board meeting was intimidating. 10 men and 3 women sat around a huge table. They all wore expensive suits. They spoke in business language that Chidi barely understood. Profit margins, quarterly reports, market share, revenue streams. But Chidi noticed something. He noticed how some of them looked at Mr. Okonkwo, not with respect, with calculation, like predators watching prey. One man in particular caught Chidi's attention. His name was Chief Adeyemi. He was the chief financial officer. He smiled a lot, but his eyes were cold. Okonkwo, we need to discuss the construction delays. Chief Adeyemi said. They are costing us millions. The delays are because of safety concerns. Mr. Okonkwo replied. After the scaffolding incident, I ordered a complete review of all our sites. Safety comes first. Safety is expensive, another board member said. Our competitors are not spending this much on safety. They are finishing projects faster and cheaper. Then our competitors are fools, Mr. Okonkwo said firmly. One dead worker costs more than any safety equipment. Not just in money. In reputation. In humanity. 1. Chief Adeyemi smiled his cold smile. Of course. We all agree safety is important. But perhaps we are being too cautious? Too slow? We will not cut corners, Mr. Okonkwo said. This discussion is over. After the meeting, as they walked back to the office, Mr. Okonkwo spoke quietly to Chidi. Did you notice Chief Adeyemi? Yes, sir. He seemed unhappy with your decision. Good. You are observant. Chief Adeyemi has been with this company for 15 years. He is brilliant with numbers, but he cares more about profit than people. Watch him carefully. The lunch meeting was different. The potential investor was a woman from South Africa, Mrs. Ndlovu. She was sharp and direct. Mr. Okonkwo, I have heard good things about your company, she said over lunch, but I have also heard you are old-fashioned, that you refuse to modernize, that you let emotions guide business decisions. Quote, Mr. Okonkwo did not seem offended. It is true, I am old-fashioned in some ways. I believe in treating workers fairly, paying them properly, keeping them safe. If that makes me old-fashioned, then I am guilty. But does it make you profitable? See for yourself. Mr. Okonkwo slid a folder across the table. Our profits have grown every year for the past decade. Our worker retention rate is the highest in the industry. Our reputation is spotless. We do not have strikes or protests or scandals. Why? Because happy workers are productive workers. Mrs. Ndlovu studied the documents. Slowly, she smiled. You make a compelling argument. Perhaps old-fashioned is not so bad after all. They shook hands. The deal was made. As they left the restaurant, Mr. Okonkwo turned to Chidi. What did you learn? Chidi thought carefully. That doing the right thing can also be good business? Exactly. Remember that. The world will tell you that you must choose between morality and profit. But that is a lie. The best businesses are built on both. The site inspection was at a new shopping complex being built in Lekki. When they arrived, Chidi noticed the scaffolding immediately. It was new, strong, safe. Nothing like the old rusty equipment at his former job site. The site manager gave them a tour. Workers wore proper safety gear, helmets, harnesses, steel-toed boots. There were safety signs everywhere. First aid stations, fire extinguishers. This is what I want at all our sites, Mr. Okonkwo told the manager. No exceptions, no shortcuts. If you need more budget for safety, you will get it. As they walked through the site, one of the workers recognized Chidi. It was Emeka, a man he had worked with at the old site. Chidi? Is that you? Emeka stared at his clean clothes, his new shoes. What happened to you? What? I got a new job, brother. I can see that. You look like a big man now. Chidi felt uncomfortable. He did not want to seem like he was showing off. I was just lucky, Emeka. Very lucky. Lucky? We all heard the story. How you saved Mr. Okonkwo's life. That was not luck. That was bravery. Other workers gathered around. They asked questions, wanted to know about his new job. Some seemed happy for him. Others seemed jealous. Workers is placed. Workers is game. Workers is placed. Other workers gathered around. Others seemed happy. Workers is complaint. Mr. Okonkwo watched from a distance. When they got back in the car, he spoke. Your old friends will treat you differently now. Some will be happy for your success. Others will resent it. This is the price of moving up in the world. I do not want to lose my friends, sir. Then do not change who you are. Stay humble. Stay kind. Help others when you can. If your friends cannot accept your success, then they were never truly your friends. That evening, Chidi returned to his new apartment exhausted. His brain hurt from all the new information. His feet hurt from walking in new shoes. But he felt good. He felt useful. Mama had cooked dinner. The smell of jollof rice and chicken filled the apartment. Adana set the table. They sat together as a family for the first time in months. Tell us everything, Adana said excitedly. What was it like? Chidi told them about his day, about the meetings, about the fancy lunch, about seeing his old coworker. Mama listened with tears in her eyes. Your father always said you were special, she said. He said you had a good heart, that God would reward you someday. He was right. Right. After dinner, Chidi sat by the window looking out at the city. Lagos stretched before him, full of lights and life. Somewhere out there were millions of people struggling like he used to struggle, working hard, hoping for a miracle. He had gotten his miracle. But he knew it came with responsibility. Mr. Okonkwo was trusting him, believing in him. He could not fail. He would not fail. His phone buzzed, a message from an unknown number. Enjoy your new life while it lasts. You do not belong in our world. Soon everyone will see that. Chidi stared at the message. Who sent this? Someone from the company? One of the board members who resented his presence? He deleted the message and put his phone away. Amara had warned him. People would try to make him fail. But he would not let them. He had come too far. His family was depending on him. Tomorrow would bring new challenges. But tonight, Chidi was grateful. Grateful for food on the table. Whatever came next, he would face it with courage. Just like he faced that falling scaffolding. Just like he faced every hardship in his life. He was Chidi Okafor, son of a farmer, former construction worker, and now, personal assistant to one of the richest men in Nigeria. His story was just beginning. The threatening message was just the beginning. Over the next 2 weeks, strange things started happening. Documents Chidi prepared would go missing. Meetings he scheduled would mysteriously get canceled without his knowledge. His computer would freeze at critical moments. But Chidi said nothing. He simply worked harder. Arrived earlier. Stayed later. Double-checked everything. Mr. Okonkwo noticed. You are doing well, Chidi. Better than I expected. Thank you, sir. I am still learning. You learn fast. Faster than many university graduates I have hired. Mr. Okonkwo paused. But I sense something is troubling you. What is it? Chidi hesitated. He did not want to seem weak, did not want to complain. But Mr. Okonkwo was looking at him with genuine concern. Someone sent me a threatening message, sir, and small things keep going wrong. I think someone is trying to sabotage me. I... Mr. Okonkwo's face darkened. Show me the message. I deleted it, sir. I did not want to cause trouble. That was a mistake. If it happens again, you tell me immediately. Do you understand? Yes, sir. Good. Now, I have an important task for you. Next week, we are hosting a charity gala. 500 guests, politicians, business leaders, celebrities. It will be the biggest event of the year. I want you to help Amara organize it. Chidi's stomach dropped. Sir, I do not know anything about organizing events. Then you will learn. Amara will guide you. But I want you involved. I want you to see how this world works. The real world of power and money. The next day, Chidi met with Amara in the event planning office. She had folders and lists and schedules spread across a huge table. This gala raises money for orphanages and schools, she explained. Last year we raised 50 million naira. This year, Papa wants to raise 100 million. That is a lot of money. It is. Which means everything must be perfect. The venue, the food, the entertainment, the guest list. One mistake, and people will talk. In this world, reputation is everything. She handed him a thick folder. This is the guest list. 500 names. Your job is to confirm attendance. Call each person. Make sure they are coming. Make sure they know the dress code. Make sure they have no dietary restrictions. Chidi looked at the names. Ministers, governors, CEOs, famous musicians. These are very important people, Ma. What if I say something wrong? You will not. Just be polite. Be professional. Be yourself. She smiled. That is your strength, Chidi. You are genuine. People respond to that. For the next week, Chidi made phone calls. Hundreds of them. Some people were kind. Others were rude. Some secretaries refused to let him speak to their bosses. Others treated him like he was wasting their time. But slowly, he got better. He learned how to speak with confidence, how to handle rejection, how to be persistent, without being annoying. One afternoon, he called a number on the list. Chief Adeyemi, the CFO, who had questioned Mr. Okonkwo's safety policies. Yes? Chief Adeyemi's voice was cold. Good afternoon, Chief. This is Chidi Okafor, calling from Mr. Okonkwo's office. I am confirming your attendance at the charity gala next Saturday. There was a long pause. So you are the famous Chidi, the construction worker, who became an assistant? Yes, sir. Tell me something. Do you really think you belong in this world? Do you really think you can do this job? Chidi felt anger rise in his chest, but he kept his voice calm. I am doing my best, sir. That is all anyone can do. Your best? Chief Adeyemi laughed. Your best is not good enough. You are out of your depth. You are embarrassing yourself and embarrassing Mr. Okonkwo. But do not worry. Soon enough, everyone will see what I already know. You are just a poor village boy playing dress-up. The line went dead. Chidi sat there, staring at the phone. His hands were shaking. Not from fear, from anger. Who was this man to judge him? To insult him? But then he remembered his father's words. Anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Let it go, my son. Let it go. Chidi took a deep breath. He marked Chief Adeyemi as confirmed and moved to the next name. The day of the gala arrived. The venue was a 5-star hotel in Victoria Island. Chidi had never seen anything so luxurious. Crystal chandeliers, marble floors, gold decorations everywhere. He wore a tuxedo that Mr. Okonkwo had bought for him. When he looked in the mirror, he barely recognized himself. He looked like he belonged in this world, even if he did not feel like it. You look handsome, brother, Adana had said that morning. Like a movie star. I feel like a fraud. You are not a fraud. You earned this. Remember that. Now Chidi stood near the entrance with Amara, greeting guests as they arrived. Expensive cars pulled up, men in tuxedos, women in dresses that cost more than his family's yearly income. jewelry that sparkled under the lights. "Smile," Amara whispered. "Look confident, even if you are not." The guests came in waves. Politicians with fake smiles, business people sizing each other up, celebrities posing for cameras. Everyone wanted to be seen. Everyone wanted to network. Everyone wanted something. Then Chief Adeyemi arrived. He was with a beautiful woman in a red dress. When he saw Chidi, his smile turned into a smirk. "Ah, the village boy. Playing doorman now? Good evening, Chief," Chidi said politely. "Welcome to the gala. Tell me, do you even understand what is happening here tonight? Do you know who these people are? What they represent? Tell me." "I know they are here to help children, sir. That is all that matters." Chief Adeyemi leaned closer. "You think you are clever. You think you have won. But let me tell you something. Mr. Okonkwo is old. He is soft. He makes decisions based on emotion, not logic. That is why this company is vulnerable. That is why people like me are necessary. To make the hard choices he cannot make." "What hard choices, sir?" "Choices like getting rid of dead weight, cutting costs, maximizing profit. And yes, sometimes that means getting rid of people who do not belong. People like you." Before Chidi could respond, Mr. Okonkwo appeared. "Chief Adeyemi, I see you have met my assistant." "Yes, we were just having a friendly chat." "Good. Chidi is learning fast. In fact, I am thinking of giving him more responsibility, perhaps involving him in financial decisions. What do you think?" Chief Adeyemi's smile froze. "That would be premature. He has no training in finance. Neither did I when I started. But I learned, just like he is learning." Mr. Okonkwo put his hand on Chidi's shoulder. "Come, my boy. There are people I want you to meet." As they walked away, Chidi glanced back. Chief Adeyemi was staring at him with pure hatred in his eyes. The gala was a success. By the end of the night, they had raised 120 million naira. 20 million more than the goal. Mr. Okonkwo gave a speech that made people cry. He talked about children who had no parents, students who had no schools, communities that had no hope. "We are blessed," he said. "We have money. We have power. We have influence. But what good is any of that if we do not use it to help others? Tonight, we are not just giving money. We are giving hope. We are giving futures. We are giving dreams." The crowd stood and applauded. Chidi felt tears in his eyes. This was why Mr. Okonkwo was different. He did not just make money. He used it for good. After the guests left, Chidi helped clean up. He was exhausted but happy. The event had gone perfectly. No mistakes, no problems. Amara found him picking up programs from tables. "You should go home, Chidi. You have done enough. I want to help finish. You are not a servant anymore. You are an executive. Let the staff handle this." "But I am still the same person, Ma. The same person who swept floors and carried bricks. I do not want to forget where I came from." She smiled. "That is why Papa chose you. That is why you will succeed where others have failed. You have not let success change who you are." As Chidi drove home that night in the car Mr. Okonkwo had provided, he thought about Chief Adeyemi's words, about being out of his depth, about not belonging. Maybe Chief Adeyemi was right. Maybe Chidi did not belong in this world of wealth and power. But maybe that was exactly why Mr. Okonkwo needed him. To remind him of the real world. The world where people struggled, where people suffered, where people needed hope. When he got home, Mama was waiting up. "How did it go?" "It went well, Mama. Very well. I am proud of you, my son." "So proud. So proud." Chidi hugged her tight. "I am doing this for us, Mama, for you and Adana, for Papa's memory. I will not let you down." But as he lay in bed that night, he could not shake the feeling that something bad was coming. Chief Adeyemi was planning something. Chidi could feel it. The question was, what? The storm came exactly 1 week later. Chidi arrived at the office to find chaos. People were running through the hallways. Phones were ringing constantly. Everyone looked panicked. "What is happening?" Chidi asked a secretary. "You have not heard?" There is a scandal. A huge scandal. It is all over the news. Not. Chidi rushed to Mr. Okonkwo's office. Inside, he found Mr. Okonkwo, Amara, and several lawyers gathered around a television. On the screen, a news reporter was speaking. Breaking news this morning. Okonkwo Industries is accused of bribing government officials to win construction contracts. Documents leaked to the press show payments of over 50 million naira to various politicians and civil servants over the past 3 years. Chidi felt his stomach drop. Sir, this cannot be true. Mr. Okonkwo's face was like stone. It is not true. These documents are fake. Someone is trying to destroy us. One of the lawyers spoke up. Fake or not, the damage is done. The media is running with the story. Your competitors are calling for investigations. Some of your business partners are already distancing themselves. Who would do this? Amara asked, though her voice suggested she already knew. Mr. Okonkwo looked at Chidi. What do you think? What? Chidi thought carefully. Chief Adeyemi. It has to be him. He has access to company documents. He knows how to make fake ones look real. And he has been hostile since I arrived. But why? One of the lawyers asked. Why would he sabotage his own company? Because it is not about the company, Mr. Okonkwo said quietly. It is about control. Chief Adeyemi has been trying to push me out for years. He wants to take over. He thinks I am too old, too soft, too moral. So, he creates a scandal to force you to resign? Amara looked furious. That is evil. That is business, Mr. Okonkwo said bitterly. At least, that is what men like Chief Adeyemi believe. The phone rang. Mr. Okonkwo answered. His face grew darker as he listened. When he hung up, he looked defeated. That was the chairman of the board. They are calling an emergency meeting. They want me to step down temporarily while they investigate. Papa, no! Amara cried. You built this company. You cannot let them do this. I do not have a choice. If I refuse, they will force me out completely. At least this way, I have a chance to prove my innocence. Chidi felt anger burning in his chest. This was wrong. So wrong. Mr. Okonkwo was a good man. An honest man. And he was being destroyed by lies. Sir, Chidi said. Let me help. Let me investigate. I can find proof that Chief Adeyemi is behind this. Chidi, this is dangerous. If Chief Adeyemi is willing to destroy me, what do you think he will do to you? Woo! I do not care. You gave me a chance when no one else would. You saved my mother's life. You gave my family hope. Now it is my turn to help you. Mr. Okonkwo studied him for a long moment. Then he nodded. Very well. But be careful. Very careful. Over the next 3 days, Chidi became a detective. He talked to people in the office, asked questions, listened to gossip. He learned that Chief Adeyemi had been working late many nights recently, that he had been meeting with certain board members privately, that he had hired an expensive public relations firm. But Chidi needed proof. Real proof. Then he remembered something. The night of the gala, Chief Adeyemi had mentioned cutting costs and getting rid of dead weight. What if he had been planning this scandal even then? What if there were clues in his office? Late one night, after everyone had gone home, Chidi returned to the office building. The security guard recognized him and let him in without question. Chidi took the elevator to the executive floor. Chief Adeyemi's office was locked, but Chidi had learned that the cleaning staff had master keys. He found the janitor, an old man named Musa, and explained that he needed to retrieve an important document from Chief Adeyemi's office. Musa hesitated. I could lose my job for this. Please, Musa. It is very important. I promise you will not get in trouble. Something in Chidi's voice must have convinced him. Musa unlocked the door. Chief Adeyemi's office was immaculate. Everything perfectly organized. Chidi did not know what he was looking for, But he searched anyway. Drawers, files, cabinets, nothing. Then he noticed the computer. It was still on, just in sleep mode. Chidi touched the mouse, and the screen lit up. It was password protected, of course. Chidi was about to give up when he noticed a sticky note under the keyboard. On it was written, Admin 2023. Could it be? Would Chief Adeyemi really be that careless? Chidi typed in the password. The computer unlocked, his hands shaking. Chidi searched through the files. Most were financial reports. Budget spreadsheets. Nothing unusual. Then he found a folder labeled Project Takeover. Inside were dozens of documents, emails, memos, and most damning of all, drafts of the fake bribery documents that had been leaked to the press. There were also emails between Chief Adeyemi and certain board members. They were planning to force Mr. Okonkwo out and install Chief Adeyemi as CEO. The fake scandal was just the first step. Chidi's heart raced. This was it. This was the proof they needed. He quickly copied everything to a USB drive. Then he shut down the computer and left the office exactly as he had found it. Did you find what you needed? Musa asked. Yes, thank you, Musa. You may have just saved a good man's career. For Ming. The next morning, Chidi arrived at Mr. Okonkwo's house before dawn. The old man answered the door in his pajamas, looking exhausted. Chidi? What are you doing here so early? I have something to show you, sir. Something important. They sat in Mr. Okonkwo's study. Chidi plugged in the USB drive and showed him everything. The fake documents. The emails. The conspiracy. As Mr. Okonkwo read, his expression changed from shock to anger, to grim satisfaction. You did it, he said quietly. You actually did it. You found the proof. Thanks. What do we do now, sir? Now? Now we go to war. The emergency board meeting was scheduled for 10 o'clock. Mr. Okonkwo arrived with his lawyers, Amara and Chidi. Chief Adeyemi was already there, looking confident. Smug, even. The chairman of the board called the meeting to order. Mr. Okonkwo, we have reviewed the evidence against you. The accusations are serious. We believe it is in the company's best interest if you resign immediately. I understand, Mr. Okonkwo said calmly. But before I do, I would like to present some evidence of my own. Chief Adeyemi's smile faltered slightly. What evidence? Evidence that shows these accusations are false. Evidence that shows who really created those fake documents. Evidence of a conspiracy to take over this company through lies and deception. Chidi connected his laptop to the projector. One by one, he displayed the files from Chief Adeyemi's computer. The emails. The drafts. Everything. The room went silent. All eyes turned to Chief Adeyemi. His face had gone pale. The room? This is fabricated, he sputtered. Someone planted these files on my computer. Really? Mr. Okonkwo said coldly. Then how do you explain the emails sent from your personal account? The meetings with board members that match your calendar exactly? The payments to the PR firm that came from your department's budget? Chief Adeyemi looked around the room desperately. Some of the board members who had been part of his conspiracy were looking away. They knew they were caught. You have been with this company for 15 years. Mr. Okonkwo continued. I trusted you. I valued your expertise. And this is how you repay me? With betrayal? With lies? You were weak. Chief Adeyemi shouted suddenly. You were holding this company back with your outdated morals. Your concern for workers. Your charity. This company could be worth billions more if you just made the hard decisions. Hard decisions? Mr. Okonkwo stood up. You mean cruel decisions. Decisions that hurt people. Decisions that value profit over humanity. That is not strength, Chief Adeyemi. That is cowardice. It is easy to be ruthless. It is hard to be kind. The chairman cleared his throat. Chief Adeyemi, you are fired. Effective immediately. Security will escort you from the building. We will be pursuing legal action for fraud and conspiracy." As security guards led Chief Adeyemi away, he glared at Chidi with pure hatred. "You. This is all because of you. A stupid village boy who got lucky. You have no idea what you have done." "I know exactly what I did," Chidi said quietly. "I protected a good man from a bad one. That is all." After Chief Adeyemi was gone, the chairman turned to Mr. Okonkwo. "We owe you an apology. We should have trusted you. We should have investigated before jumping to conclusions." "Yes, you should have," Mr. Okonkwo said. "But I understand. In this world, perception is often stronger than truth. That is why we must always fight for truth, no matter the cost." He looked at Chidi. This young man risked everything to find that truth. He could have stayed silent, kept his head down, protected himself. But he did not. He fought for what was right. That is the kind of character this company needs. That is the kind of character the world needs. That is the kind of character the world needs. The board members nodded in agreement. One of them spoke up. "Perhaps we should make Mr. Okafor's position more official. Give him a seat on the management team." "An excellent idea," Mr. Okonkwo said, smiling. "Chidi, how would you like to be our new director of operations?" Chidi's mouth fell open. "Sir, I do not know what to say." "Say yes. Yes, yes, sir. Thank you." As they left the building, Amara hugged Chidi tightly. "You saved him. You saved us all. I just did what was right. That is exactly why you are special, Chidi. In a world full of people doing wrong, you chose right. Never lose that." 6 months later, Chidi stood in front of a crowd of 200 construction workers. They were gathered at a new training center that Okonkwo Industries had built, a center dedicated to teaching safety, skills, and leadership. "My name is Chidi Okafor," he began. 6 months ago, I was just like you. I worked on construction sites. I carried bricks. I climbed scaffolding. I worried about feeding my family." The workers listened intently. Then one day, I saw something wrong. Dangerous scaffolding that could collapse. I could have stayed silent, minded my own business. But I chose to speak up. I chose to act, and that choice changed my life. He told them his story. About saving Mr. Okonkwo. About the job offer. About the threats and sabotage. About exposing Chief Adeyemi's conspiracy. "I am not telling you this to boast," Chidi said. "I am telling you this to show you that one moment of courage can change everything. One choice, to do the right thing, even when it is hard, can open doors you never imagined." After the speech, workers came up to shake his hand, to thank him, to tell him their own stories of struggle and hope. One young man reminded Chidi of himself. "Sir, I want to be like you, but I did not finish school. I have no connections. How can someone like me succeed?" Chidi put his hand on the young man's shoulder. "You succeed by being honest, by working hard, by treating people with respect, by doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. Education and connections help, but character is what truly matters." That evening, Chidi had dinner with his family in their apartment. Mama's health had fully recovered. Adana was enrolled in a good school and dreaming of becoming a doctor. "Brother, they want to interview you for a magazine," Adana said excitedly. "They are calling you an inspiration." "I am just a man who got lucky," Chidi said. "No," Mama corrected him. "You are a man who was ready when opportunity came. Your father always said, 'Luck favors the prepared heart.'" There was a knock at the door. It was Mr. Okonkwo. "Sir, please come in," Chidi said, surprised. Mr. Okonkwo entered and sat with the family. "I wanted to thank you all. Chidi's courage did not come from nowhere. It came from the values you taught him, from the love you gave him. You should be very proud." Mama wiped tears from her eyes. "We are very proud. Mama. Mr. Okonkwo turned to Chidi. I have been thinking about succession planning, about the future of the company. I am getting old. I need someone I can trust to carry on my vision. Someone who understands that business is not just about profit, but about people. Bull. 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 Sir, what are you saying? I am saying that one day, when I retire, I want you to lead this company. Not tomorrow, not next year, but eventually. If you continue to grow, continue to learn, continue to be the man you are today. Chidi could not speak, could not breathe. Him? Lead one of the biggest companies in Nigeria? I know it seems impossible, Mr. Okonkwo smiled. But so did becoming my assistant 6 months ago. So did exposing Chief Adeyemi. You have already done the impossible, Chidi. You can do it again. Success is not about where you start, but about the choices you make along the way. Courage, integrity, and compassion will open more doors than money or connections ever will. When you do the right thing, even when it is difficult, the universe conspires to reward you. Never underestimate the power of one brave decision to change your entire life. Your background does not define your future. Your character does. Subscribe now. More powerful stories are coming your way.